Good morning, my fellow yoga travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. And don't forget to hydrate yourself. Okay, it's Wednesday. It's my bad ethnic joke day. I'm so happy to see so many more ethnic comics coming out and making fun of themselves so that people don't take themselves too seriously and lose that edginess. Every culture has humor, and every culture makes fun of itself. Anyway, this one guy goes to his rabbi and he says, Rabbi, I think my wife is trying to poison me. He says, what do you mean trying to poison you? You guys been together a long time. I know, I'm telling you, I'm not paranoid. Won't you talk to her? I'll go talk to her. So the rabbi has a meeting with the wife, talks to her for a couple of hours, comes back, looks at the guy, and the guy says, so what do you think? He says, take the poison. Ooh, some vicious marriage jokes, but that's how we roll. Anyway, Uh, I always start with my understanding of the law of attraction. How is it that we bring things into our life or repel things? Is there some kind of magnetic attraction that we have based on our thoughts, or I call it your vibrations? Mhm. The energy that you're putting out, the frequency that you think you're working with. And if it's true that the law of attraction manages everything, then the whole key is how does one achieve vibrational harmony with your dominant intent? What is your dominant intent? Anything that you give steady attention to is what makes it dominant in the first place. Hmm? So, what do you keep coming back to? What thought forms do you continue to nurture? Because remember, your attention is golden. Whatever you give your attention to is going to flourish. Whatever you withdraw your attention from is going to wither. Hmm? So, that's up to you. Next thing is with all the things that are happening in the world, people are going through such difficult times, such despair, such loneliness, such anxiety, and we're the bearers of the consciousness that says it doesn't have to be that way. There can be other things in addition to that. So it humbles the heart to recognize how vulnerable we all are, but not just put it off by talking about people in war zones. Each one of us carries a certain kind of hurt with us. And so if you want to have more joy in your life, learn to call on the forces of benevolence by whatever name you choose so you're not distracted from the deep innocence and sincerity that is in your heart. So if you want more joy in your life, let that kind of benevolence unfold you completely. I've been talking about kinds of power these last couple of weeks and will continue because yoga is a complete immersion in ways that you can develop personal power. It's as if the whole planet is experiencing a vast funeral for things that have lasted for hundreds or thousands of years. And maybe our collective psyche has not kept up with the need for change, that we're the stewards of change. We have to rise above the despair because this despair is universal now. It isn't just limited to a person or a group of people or a nation, it's global. And yet we're the ones who have to carry on. So we have an unparalleled opportunity to use certain human capacities that we've never been asked to do before. And certainly we need to deal with the openings that are happening now that follow after the closings of the things historically that are coming to their terminal moraine. So this is why I recommend yoga for people, because yoga teaches you about contacting your core identity, your essence self. And that essential self has a kind of radiance that the local little ego self does not have. And so the scope of change is enormous, there's no doubt. It's calling forth patterns of behavior and potentials in us that, as far as we know, we've never needed them before. So I assume that everybody's on a spiritual quest, and if they're not conscious of it, there's a growing hunger in them to be on this quest. And our relationships with people can help nurture that or further that. So I hope that you practice some form, if not actual yoga, as a generic term for what is it that gets you centered. Because when you expand and extend your ideas, if that happens first, then a widened practice will happen second. Our Good for Vibrations class is happening today, 11 to 1 o'clock. Go to GabrielHalpern.com and sign up for it. It's Sankalpa, the power of intention. I hope to see you there.